Hi everyone, Annette Reeder here, the Biblical Nutritionist. I'm on mission to keep you on mission, and today's topic is so important. I know I say that a lot because everything I teach you is important. Today's topic is about, is fatty liver disease a problem? Is it something that we should be concerned about? And also, what are the top 7 foods to heal your liver? Now don't turn me off because you think, oh, that's not important. If you don't have a liver, you don't live, okay? You can't love someone without a liver. That seems kind of bizarre, but it's true. We need to understand that our liver is our defense. It's our huge defense against everything that comes into our body. We breathe it, we touch it, we eat it. Our liver has to deal with it. And because of the diets that people have been on in America, and I'm talking about the junk food diets, the processed food diets, the restaurant food diet, we're living with a huge increase in fatty liver disease. It's called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So I'm not talking about the alcoholic fatty liver disease. I'm talking about the non-alcoholic. This is a disease that is growing in churches because in churches, people believe, oh, you can eat what you want. Well, it's not working and it's not true. So I want to teach you the 7 foods that will heal your liver. Now stay tuned to all 7 because this is important and it's not hard. Okay, I'm going to promise you it's simple, you can do it, and you'll feel amazing. Are you ready? Okay, the first one is olives and avocados. Okay, so you're super familiar with olive oils, you're super familiar with avocados, you know, okay, yeah, this is a very ripe avocado, overly ripe. And then we've also got avocado oil. Now, something that's very important that I want you to understand is that your oils that you cook with need to be a fruit oil, not a seed oil. This is very important. Seeds, nuts, that's very healthy to eat, but not to be consumed as an oil. In fact, they've only been made into an oil in the last 75 years, and that was because they were trying to figure out how to make a margarine. You know, so forget the seed oils. I only want you consuming a fruit oil. So what happens is the oils and the avocados, what they do is they help with your liver enzymes. And a lot of times when people are sick, their liver enzyme scores go up. And we don't want that. We want them to come down. We want them to be in a healthy range. It actually helps to get rid of the fatty liver buildup. Okay, so it can help get rid of the fat deposits in the liver. When you have fatty liver disease, you just feel awful. You can have stomach problems. You can feel like, oh, it must be my gallbladder. No, it's your liver. You can have, you know, yellowing of the skin, but that's when it gets really severe. You just don't feel good. And you have like lots of burps and noises and just problems. So we can help clear that up. Now, okay, so the first one is olives and avocado oil. The second one is fatty fish. So fatty fish is going to be some fish that you're familiar with. Here's some canned salmon that I have. I'm not really promoting brands here. I'm just kind of pointing it out. So this salmon is a very good, healthy fish, but make sure you watch my How to Shop for Salmon video. Salmon, you just don't want any salmon. It's very important that you shop for the right kind of salmon. And realize salmon are only in season a certain time of the year. So watch the video to make sure you learn how. With canned salmon, you could eat all year round. Okay, so fatty fish would also include anchovies, sardines, things like that. So what fatty fish do for you is they help to reduce inflammation. And inflammation is what makes us hurt. So we want to get rid of inflammation. And hopefully you've watched Dr. Cooey's talk about inflammation. And inflammation is a design of God to say, hey, there's a problem. But when we don't pay attention to it and we let it linger and it's chronic, that means, hey, God says, I tried to give you a signal in your body to tell you you're doing something wrong. You're ignoring it. Now it's going to fester into a bigger problem. So pay attention to your body talk. Okay, so we need some fatty fish in our diet. It actually helps to prevent the fat buildup in our liver. So if you're going to eat the junk food diet, add in the fatty fish, okay? I don't approve of step 1, but if you're going to do it, do step 2. Okay, moving on. Next is nuts. This is one of my bags here. This is some pecans that I have. Keep them in the freezer, keep them fresh. Some walnuts, pecans, extremely healthy for your liver. Nuts, when they're raw, I'm not looking for salted, I'm not looking for roasted with honey and all kinds of seasonings. No, we're just looking for raw nuts. And what they will do is they actually improve the function of the liver. They help to lower the liver enzymes, and they help to prevent and reverse non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. All right, so add that to your grocery shopping list. Next is berries. We've got some berries here for you. I mean, just sometimes you're just getting it in the freezer bag, and that's okay too. If you're not going to grow your own bushes and pick your own, or you're not going to go to a farm and get your own, then sometimes we get them in the freezer section. So berries, specifically blueberries, are going to help increase the cellular response to the fatty liver buildup. Okay, so berries are very important. Make sure you have a cup of those in your diet a day. It actually helps to slow down liver fibrosis. And so what we're dealing with right now in America, and actually it's becoming worldwide epidemic because the world has caught on to the American way of eating, which is extremely toxic. And what we need to do is catch on to how they used to eat in other countries, and which was all local and fresh and organic. Okay, well, so what we have is an epidemic. In fact, the National Institute of Health is saying that because we're having such increasing worldwide epidemic, along with metabolic syndrome, which we'll talk about that in another video, we are having a very progressive form of end-stage liver disease that is becoming a lot worse than they ever anticipated. And that report came out in 2015, and here we are several years later. So this is a disease that children are being affected by. And that is no excuse. That means parents are just not being good parents, and that's just the bottom line. A good parent is not going to encourage junk food on their kids. A good parent is going to encourage raw foods, fresh foods, organic foods on their kids. And don't even tell me your kids don't like it, because that's another issue that we need to talk about. You need some coaching on how to be a good parent. Okay, so we talked about olives and avocado oils. We talked about fatty fish. We talked about nuts. We talked about berries. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, another one is grapes. And this looks very scrumptious. Actually, this is a fake grapes that I use in my display at conferences and seminars that I do. But grapes do have a very high antioxidant level that works amazingly well in the liver. They're going to help the liver to fight. They're going to give the liver what it needs to fight off the free radicals that are coming in your junk food. They're just going to help your liver to reduce inflammation. So grapes are an important part of the diet. Another fruit is grapefruit. So grapefruit, again, helps to reduce inflammation, protects the cells of the liver. And if you can protect the cell of the liver, it's like putting a fur coat on someone when they're walking outside in below zero weather. That's what happens when you protect a cell. You actually protect the liver from damage by eating grapefruits. So grapefruits are best in season, so that's going to be your January, February, March season. That's when they're fresh. They're coming up from Florida, so you need to enjoy them. At least one a day, every day. I just peel mine and eat it like an orange. When I grew up, we would cut it in half and then we would spoon it out with some sugar on top, but that just seemed like too much work. So I peel it and eat it like an orange. Okay, that was 6 foods, and I promised you 7. I'm holding off on this last one because I want to get a drum roll here. Okay, this is a food I talk about all the time, and if you are not already doing it, then shame on you. Because this is a food that not only inhibits the cancer cells growing, it inhibits the blood vessel forming 2 cancer cells, it actually helps your hormones to get balanced, it helps your body to fight cancers, free radicals all around your body, and in your liver, this food group has compounds that protect the liver. Once again, we want to do all we can to protect the vital organ that helps us to live, right? And you may think it's the heart. Well, okay, the heart's important, I'll give you that. But the liver is just as important as the heart, I'll say it that way. Okay, so this food group, which you should already be eating because I've preached and preached and preached about this food group, it helps to assist with the detox process. So if you want to say to your liver, wow, I know you've been overworked, I know you just had a lot on your mind, then I'm going to eat these foods and they're going to help you do your job. Okay, Do you even want to guess what that food group is? And you should get this right. It's the cruciferous vegetables. I have my little fake display here. This is my little cauliflower display. So you've got to have cruciferous vegetables. Now, if you don't know what cruciferous vegetables are, I'm going to say you have not been learning from my lessons. So you need to get the nutrition manual, the Bible study that I've written, and you need to read about it. You need to be watching all my videos about cruciferous vegetables because they have an amazing effect in your body. You need to eat 1 cup of cruciferous vegetables every day. You say, well, what's cruciferous? Well, I'm not going to tell you about it right now. I'm just going to say it would include kale, kohlrabi, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cabbage. So I just shred a head of cabbage every week, and then I add it to my salads, I add it to my smoothies, I might stir fry it with a scrambled egg, voila. And I'm doing everything I can to protect my liver. Okay, not your most popular topic to talk about the liver, but I'm telling you, you need to pay attention because your children, if you're feeding them junk food, are going to have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. Okay. Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist. I'm on mission to keep you on mission. Your life matters to me. So I hope you're enjoying this. Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist. Please be sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I want you to be aware every time we post new videos, and they're coming rapidly, and I want you to stay in tuned. If you haven't checked out our Treasures Online course, it goes into a lot more detail than what we share with you in these short clips. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time.